Ninjas, OJ here. Welcome to my village of gaming news and Nintendo Switch goodness, and thank you to all the support from you dudes out there. You guys are really generally concerned about my voice and my health and telling me to take rests and naps and all that stuff, so I really do appreciate it. But guys, I'm feeling a little bit better. I did take a big nap today. I also didn't go to work yesterday as well. Well, I worked a half day, so I'm feeling better. I've been taking some medicine and I'm definitely going to recover. So thank you to all of you dudes out there that stick by this channel and for all the warm wishes and all that. But the news must go on, dudes, because there is so much good stuff. I have to talk about this, guys. And Blaster Master Zero is coming to the Nintendo Switch at launch in Japan. So this bodes very well for Blaster Master Zero coming to Nintendo Switch at launch in North America and of course in Europe. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to either be a launch title or it's going to be shortly after launch. And you guys know me, or maybe if you don't, I love me some classic Blaster Master. That was one of my favorite NES games growing up, and this one is falling right down in that same path as a sequel slash somewhat remake, whatever the case is. It's looking awesome. So yes, very good stuff, and we're hearing a lot of different titles starting to be confirmed for launch in America and in Japan and places, so it's freaking awesome. And moving on from that, so we have multiple different titles confirmed for the eShop in Japan at launch. So King of Fighters 98, Metal Slug 3, Shock Troopers, Waku Waku 7, and World Heroes Perfect will be available at launch in Japan. Fly High Works will also release the rhythm game Boaz at launch. I talked about that too. Arc System Works will release the board game Othello and strategy game Shin Dai. Oh man, I can't even say it, but just a strategy board game. That's a very long title that will be coming at launch. Is it Poisoft? We'll release another game at launch. It's really hard to say. I'm not going to try to say it. You guys can check out the description below. I'll have it there. Plus, there's going to be another game as far as Japanese titles. I'm not sure if some of the last games are going to be coming over to North America at launch, but it does seem like King of Fighters, Metal Slug, Shock Troopers, those will be available for at launch in America's Western territories. But yo, the big one that came out of all this is Snipperclips is confirmed for launch day in Japan. So if Snipperclips is confirmed for launch day in Japan, I'm guessing that it's probably going to be a launch title in the Western territories as well. This is very, very good news, and we do have an indie showcase and maybe even virtual console. So yeah, indie / virtual console showcase going down on February 28th. Next week. That's going to be showing up a lot of titles, and I'm pretty sure that that is when they're going to announce that Snipperclips is going to be a launch title for pretty much everywhere when that indie showcase goes down. We just got the news of Fast Racing or Fast RMX in addition to Shovel Knight, so a lot of great games being announced for the launch at Japan, and this is by far, to me, as far as quality titles, this is definitely the best launch Nintendo's done as far as volume with these games that are being confirmed for launch. For me, Blaster Master Zero is just so good, at least in Japan. I'm hoping it's available launch day in North America as well. Yo, and I know we've been talking a lot about some of the smaller titles, indie games, but hey, Mass Effect Andromeda is not ruled out for the Nintendo Switch at this point. Here is what one of the producers had to say on the game potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch. So the following comes from Mass Effect Andromeda producer Fabrice, I can't say his last name, but a dude from BioWare when it comes to Mass Effect Andromeda. First, we're too deep in development to focus on a new console. Secondly, the door is open. We have nothing against the Switch, even if we have nothing for the Switch. If the Switch is a significant success, we will revisit that. So the door is certainly not closed. It just wasn't the right timing for us. So this is something that I want to talk about because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, there's not enough games as far as the big third-party stuff being confirmed and all that. Nintendo has talked to third-party developers. They understand. Third-party developers understand. And I think looking at the Wii U, you've got to make sure that the first-party content is there and the exclusive smaller titles are there. That, for Nintendo, is probably what's going to drive the base more than having a bunch of half-baked ports on the system very early on. We saw that with the Wii U, guys. Third parties and Nintendo do not want to repeat the same mistake. They saw a bunch of ports that were just kind of like, okay, let's just get this out there. Let's just get it out there. Necessarily wasn't the best quality. Some of them were really old, and people have already played them at certain times. Obviously, Nintendo needs to make sure that this system sells very well to entice people to develop on it. And I think that's the reason why we're seeing such big name games in that first year. Nintendo should have a stellar first year when it comes to sales. We have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at launch, which is amazing. Next month, we do have Mario Kart 8 the best-selling game on the Nintendo Wii U redone for the Switch with more content in there. Probably going to have better online play, the new battle mode. Right after that, we do have ARMS, brand new IP, focusing on online, new gameplay modes they even haven't announced at this point. We're going to get more details on that. The biggest shooter is returning for the Nintendo Switch, which is Splatoon. New IP from Nintendo, way more content in there, better online, better stuff in there, so definitely going to be really big for Nintendo. In addition to Fire Emblem Warriors, we do have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we do have Super Mario Odyssey. There are so many big name games coming to the Nintendo Switch in year one. That is going to drive sales more than anything, and as those sales do go up, third-party developers will decide to develop on the platform. But what Nintendo needs to do is make sure that they have the exclusive third-party titles, some of the smaller indie ones like Fast RMX for launch. In addition to other games that are coming out, we do have Blaster Master Zero being confirmed for launch in Japan, in addition to that coming to the States here. So stuff like that is really going to help push the Nintendo Switch along with those big titles. Indie developers took a little bit of time before they got to the Wii U, and it seemed to me like the pacing wasn't good when it came to when their games came out and when big Nintendo titles were coming out. It seems like it was off. You would have like a big indie game here, and then months would go by, then another one there. It wasn't in a good, consistent pace, and it wasn't paired with big titles than indie games for people to spend their money on. The Wii U seemed like it was all put out up front, especially at launch, and it seemed like a lot of games just sold really bad just because there was already those options on other systems and there wasn't enough of the quality indie support that people were looking for. But I definitely feel that doing it this way is probably better for Nintendo considering how the Wii U played out, and I really hope that Mass Effect Andromeda comes to the Nintendo Switch, just because I would love to play a portable version of Mass Effect like on the go. I was hoping that they would release some type of Mass Effect scaled down for the Nintendo 3DS or for the PS Vita one of these days, but they never did. But this could be the way I can finally get my portable Mass Effect to where I can play it anywhere. Just because of how my life is, I don't have as much time to play games at home, so a big game like Mass Effect would be nice to play on the road, nice to play on the go whenever I can. So I would really like for them to do that. We'll see if it actually ends up happening, but if this system is a success, we will see big games like Mass Effect Andromeda and other titles be ported over. So hopefully that does happen. Let me know what you guys think about all of this news here. This is definitely good stuff, and I look forward to reporting on a bunch of different titles and a bunch of different things leading up to Nintendo Switch launch. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you ninjas want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you ninjas in the next video. Peace.